I'll be the acting leader of opposition the whole of this week. The leader of opposition is out of the country. Right Honorable Speaker, you've finished your communication. But Right Honorable Speaker, the country, the media, and the print media today, and for the last one day, is awash with a gift of 100 million for each member of parliament from the President of Uganda. And as the head of this institution, I'm saying the media.
Procedure, Honorable
And as the head of this institution,
Procedure, Honorable Chivumbi.
As the head of this institution.
Thank you, Right Honorable. Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, you communicated to this House, and we were reacting to your communication. And what the member is presenting is outside your communication. So is it procedural right for the member to raise another matter that was not in your communication at this point? So, Right Honorable Speaker, can we conclude with responses or reactions to your communication, and then the LOP can proceed? So is it procedural right Honorable Speaker, for us to handle a different matter when we wanted to react to your communication?
Thank you. Now, honorable colleagues, our rules of procedure are very clear that when a member goes on the floor to submit, he should submit on the subject matter that is going on. And now we are still reaction on the communication. So if we could conclude that, then I can allow Europe, okay? Okay? Okay, since we had allowed him, since he had already started, let him conclude instead of losing that time, which would. Let him just conclude. But let's always...
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. As the head of this institution, when its name is in the media, in that regard, I expected that as the head and the chair of the session today, the first since these rumors came up, you will be up to explain what has happened. So may I beg you, Right Honorable Speaker, may I beg you, Right Honorable Speaker, with the due respect, that the country demands an explanation from the head of this institution of what is going on in regard to the 100 million allegation that is a gift to these members of parliament. I beg your indulgence.
Thank you. So, no one on the floor, Honorable Anifa. Order applies when there is someone on the floor. Can I have order in the House? Yes. Number one, Honorable colleagues, as the leadership of the House, we are responsible for what is budgeted and appropriated and only expenditures done by Parliament. That's number one. That's number one. Number two, honorable colleagues, I will not sit here and I start legitimizing street talk. Because I'm a member of Parliament. Listen, I'm a member of Parliament. I have not received any coin. Neither have I received a call from anyone who has my money. If you know you have my money, please bring it. Yeah, someone might be eating on my behalf somewhere. Number three, honorable colleagues. Number three, honorable colleagues. Number three, honorable colleagues. Please, if you go and you have your dealings somewhere, please don't involve the House here. Because we approved the budget, we approved all expenditure of government. We never approved any item here called a donation from the President to members of Parliament. We never approved anything of that. And finally, honorable colleagues, and I saw those statements. Some were saying coffee bill, some were saying UPDF. Please, there is a way we protect each other. If you think for you will come out of this institution smarter and cleaner than the rest and you marine all other people in this House. Honorable colleagues, the moment you put your colleagues in the mud, that mud will also go on you. I request you, if there is any matter of that kind, what I would expect, you can write to the head of the institution that I have heard about ABCD, okay? Please, I want you to interest yourself in the matter and investigate. And then therefore I would come to a responsible committee, we look for a way of investigating the matter. But I have seen in the papers the institution being soiled, members being soiled, some coming up and saying I haven't received, others I've received. Oh no, honorable colleagues, it's very unfortunate. Government Chief Whip, have you given any money? Because I saw you being put in the papers.
Right Honorable Speaker, from what I have also heard, I wish to state that each and every member of parliament who sits in this house is paid through a statutory process. The member who was holding the floor alleged that members of parliament, that implies himself inclusive. The basic principle of law is clear, that he who alleges must provide the proof. And he says, members of parliament, can he confirm to this house where he has received his from? Because he's also a member of this house.
Parliamentary Anglican Chaplaincy will be having Easter Carol service officiated by His Grace the Archbishop of the Church of Uganda, the Most Reverend Dr. Samuel Kazimba Mugaru. It will be tomorrow, Thursday, 10th April 2025 at 10 p.m. in Conference Hall. This is to inform and request all of you to take note at 4 p.m. Yeah, to ensure that you attend. So tomorrow we shall end session early, plenary early, so that we are able to go and be with His Grace. And tomorrow also, for your information, plenary will start at 10 a.m. tomorrow. Yes, because you need time to debate these reports. I don't have where to buy time from, so I'll be starting from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. So that, but for tomorrow it's a unique day because we shall have His Grace. But during the time of processing municipal policy statements, I want to give you enough time to debate. I want you to, present your views. And the only way we can do that is by starting at 10 a.m., then we have a break of 30 minutes for lunch, and then we again proceed up to around 6 p.m. That we can do that. If possible, even up to 10 p.m. I'm still energetic. I'm fit enough. Okay? Yeah. A reaction to my communication? Honorable Samba. Parliamentary Anglican Chaplaincy will be having Easter Carol service officiated by His Grace the Archbishop of the Church of Uganda, the Most Reverend Dr. Samuel Kazimba Mugaru. It will be tomorrow, Thursday, 10th April 2025 at 10 p.m. in Conference Hall. This is to inform and request all of you to take note at 4 p.m. Yeah, to ensure that you attend. So tomorrow we shall end session early, plenary early, so that we are able to go and be with His Grace. And tomorrow also, for your information, plenary will start at 10 a.m. tomorrow. Yes, because you need time to debate these reports. I don't have where to buy time from, so I'll be starting from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. So that, but for tomorrow it's a unique day because we shall have His Grace. But during the time of processing municipal policy statements, I want to give you enough time to debate. I want you to, present your views. And the only way we can do that is by starting at 10 a.m., then we have a break of 30 minutes for lunch, and then we again proceed up to around 6 p.m. That we can do that. If possible, even up to 10 p.m. I'm still energetic. I'm fit enough. Okay? Yeah. A reaction to my communication? Honorable Samba.
It's indeed a challenge for the minister to be attending to all committees just because he's operating alone. Right Honorable Speaker, we have about 4 ministers, more than 4 ministers in the Ministry of Finance. If these ministers, the 5, if they acted as a team, Right Honorable Speaker, that if they acted as a team around this time, because we are not taking a lot of time, Honorable Musazo or whoever is the team leader can brief them on matters per sector. And they can come and respond to these issues, Right Honorable Speaker. So not to go against your guidance, I'm just pleading with you to ask the minister to form a team that can respond to the demands of the respective committees. Thank you very much, Right Honorable.
Honorable
Speaker, my concern still is on that specific issue. Because when we are processing ministerial process statements, it boils back to Ministry of Finance, Right Honorable Speaker. Now, I take your guidance, really, but I think Ministry of Finance needs to get more organized. And yes, and allocate officers. But you know, you're asking the sector, and they're telling you finance. And you're looking around in the committee, Right Honorable, and there's no one from finance. And now you're wondering, are we doing anything serious, or we are doing a formality? Because you're looking at releases that were not done, suppressions, the gaps, the funding gaps, and the rest of the things. And the sector in itself cannot explain these things, Right Honorable Speaker. And as you are aware, towards the budget, by the time they come to the budget, where we, of course, members, the time is not there. There is a rush. And you cannot recap on all the other issues that happened or occurred during the time they were appearing during the MPS. So I beg your indulgence, Right Honorable, that Ministry of Finance gets more organized, and these staff take concerns. Even when they cannot respond, they go back to their ministers and take and call people, and they furnish these committees in time with the concerns raised during the processing of the ministerial process statements. Thank you very much.
But you see, Honorable Chimosho, to the budget committee, where you chairpersons are members, you're in a rush, okay? They're not giving you enough time. I think this is what I communicated earlier on when we were starting the budgeting process, that it hasn't changed. A very good example. The statements we adopt today, now budget committee should start meeting so that it has enough time. That's why we are putting you on pressure that conclude on processing municipal policy statement so that budget committee can also start working, okay? In line with you getting enough time. Yeah? So budget committee, budget committee chair is not here, okay? But for budget committee, please, starting tomorrow, if possible, if your schedule can allow, but I think maybe Tuesday, Monday, Tuesday, let the committees start appearing, and the Minister of Finance will be in the budget committee to pick out issues because he cannot sort them at sector committee level. I had allowed the Honorable Repe.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Speaker. Process, and then the enabling law, which is structured differently. We very well know that there is a program-based budgeting. That's what we are following now, where you find what we call now sectors when we are composing the committees that discusses budget. So there's a mismatch. And in most times we have raised this matter with the MDAs, and they throw it back to Parliament that we are not the ones processing, because to handle that aspect of the enabling law, structure it accordingly, it should be done by this side of government, that's the legislature. So I'm bringing it to your attention to get to know that is the situation. When we ask them, they throw the ball back to us. So as the leader of this house, maybe we would want indulgence from you on the same. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable, you know, I have been very clear on. And you remember here when we attempted to do it, and then we found the conflict between our rules of procedure and the PFMA. And we found we cannot amend our rules to align them with program-based budgeting before amending the PFMA, which refers to sector-based budgeting. And the Minister of Finance and Attorney General made a commitment, and we agreed the budgeting cycle for next financial year, okay? We should have already amended the PFMA so that we align our committees properly with the programs that we are using. And that's when I gave an example of KCCA. When I met here, KCCA going to appear in 4 committees at once. There was a committee, Presidential Affairs, where they report. There was a committee for education because of schools, committee for health because of the health units they run, and physical infrastructure because of the roads. Now 1 unit. So, but the minister sometime back had given, and Attorney General told me they've already finished the drafting process. So after, and we said that part, we are not trying to open up the PFMA on our minister in full. That part of budgeting, that we realign our committees here, and we move very well. So I totally agree with Honorable Aripe. I hope the next budgeting cycle we shall have sorted that. Honorable